The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the February 8th. Fantastic Friday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. How about we have an extraordinary one, an extraordinary weekend as well. Of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We get to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone, dial on in, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, go ahead and let those fingers do the walking. Send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question, and in the Tiger's Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on fabulous, fantastic Friday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, the Dow off 174 points, trading out at 24,994. S&P's off 13, NASDAQ 100 down 36. Russell is off 6 points. Leading the charge, the upside, Ubiquity Networks up $15, nearly 15%. Motorola up $16. Remember those Motorola brick phones? Oh, you got to love those. Yeah, Motorola's up 13%. Columbia Sports up $14 or 15%. So we got some movers and shakers. The shakers being Amazon, down $35, a little over 2%. Henry Schein, medical manufacturer out there, up 27%. They're really taking the shorts, down $22. Mercado Libre off 18. That's 5% to the downside. But first, let's go take a look at what some of our requesters have sent in. The first one was from Sean M. He said, my system, his system, not my system. He says, my system gave me an alert just after 6 o'clock that it was okay to tiptoe into Bitcoin. What does my system show? Well, you know, I don't really track Bitcoin that much. I can take a look, and you did ask, what are the futures contracts doing out here? And here is the futures contract, and yours was at about 6 o'clock. If we were going to use our market profiles out here, and you said you use a 5-hour time frame, it would have been, for Stevie's system, it would have been at 11 o'clock last evening that would have given you the signal. So using the 5-hour time frame chart, folks, that happens to be panel number 2 from the right-hand side. You'll see 300 minutes, works into 5 hours. And so, Sean, there was a close above, that was the first close, by the way, above the top of that profile, which was 33.50. The close at that stage was 33.55. Right now, you're trading at 36.20. So I have a signal that you could tiptoe by price getting above resistance. It's just at a different time frame. The 6 o'clock in the morning time frame out here, yeah, but you were already above that. Now, mine would have come in at 4 a.m. just simply because of how my signals are, the time frames, the times that my system separates the 5-hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 30-minute, and so forth into, and it's really just when the exchange closes in the afternoon, my system picks up brand new from when the exchange opens back up, and that's where at 6 o'clock. That's where you start to get those different time frames. So it'll be 11 in the evening, it'd be 4 in the morning, it'd be 9 in the morning, and it would be 2 in the afternoon out there. And I would suggest, quite frankly, if you're looking at futures contracts, that you would do the same. Most of them do that, but I have found there are a number of web-based systems out there providing futures information, and they don't do it that way. And why? I don't know. Never, just doesn't make sense to me. And I'll just simply use this logic. If you're not going to do it when the markets close on Friday afternoon, when they start their next count, so to speak, of time frame, they pick it up when the market opens at 6 o'clock on Sunday evening, East Coast time, of course. So why wouldn't you do that consistently? But that's not what Sean asked about. So yeah, Sean, I see using the TAS market profiles 5-hour time frame where there was a buy signal, just at a different time frame that I got it than you did. Next question comes in from Alex. Alex says, hi, Steve. So hi, Alex. Do you have a chart that shows how China trades the first day back from the Lunar New Year? I don't. In fact, or how markets trade here. I don't. I don't have a way on my system to give me the date of every Lunar New Year to know whether there's some type of competitive edge out there. So I appreciate the question. But I don't have any kind of tool or anything on my charts to tell me as such. So those are the questions so far. Of course, I want to hear from you. The easiest way to do that is send me an email or give me a call, steve@tfnn.com. I believe there was a question in the Tiger's Den. That was coming from, and hello there, Mr. Z. Ruby Friday, wanted to take a look at platinum. So let's go back to the equity or the futures contracts out here. And if we take the platinum, doesn't look to me like it's the March contract out here. So let me try April. But who in the den knows? What's the current contract? Yeah, this looks more like it. So it probably is the April contract that Ruby wanted to take a look at for platinum. Now, what I don't know is what time frame. We were just saying, can I take a look at it, please? So here we go. If we take a look at the 5-hour time frame, because there's a brand new profile that formed here, so I want to give you up to date, up to the moment information out here. Here's what we're going to see with regard to platform. Platinum, and you can see that it's a bullish structured box with support at 797.40. Strong support because the center's at 798.80, so it's a bullish structured box. Buyers should be able to push price up to 804.40. That's the top of that profile. You're at 802.40. I wouldn't suggest you chase it for $2 here, but if price were able to close above the top of that profile, that would say, okay, we should head higher. If it does head higher, to where? At this stage here, seeing that we have a third higher low, looking at the daily time frame, my call would have to be the bottom of its daily box, and that would be 813.20. So, Ruby, when I take a look at platinum out here and only looking at these charts, I might be able to pull up the continuous contract on my other screen, see if I can do that quickly here before we go to a break, just to see if there's anything out there on a daily basis. But hopefully, so the information I've given to you so far helps, and if not, oh, wait, I do have the April contract out here. So let's go take a look. Nah, there's really nothing that I have out here on my other system, so no reason for me to pull this forward to you. That would tell us that you're at the bottom. So I would just use those market profiles. 797.40 should be key support out here. And be careful, because if price were to break below that, it's headed lower. It's just that simple. And I know you'd say lower to where. I'd have to go with the lows from the week of December 10th, 2018. And that's at about 787.90. We'll be right back.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching TigerTV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So a couple of questions, one in the den with regard to our TAS market profiles and Stevie's red line, and another that came in by email from a phone. So I don't know who it is. It just says, hi, Steve-O. So hi back to you, T-Mobile. We're going to have to call you T-Mobile because I know it's a T-Mobile phone. Says, did the Nugget make a low? You didn't tell me when, but I'm going to assume you're asking about today. And so if I just put what we'll do here is let's put the NUGT, which is the triple ETF, for the mining equities out here. No, for the GDX. The charts may look different. I don't know. But first, with regard to NUGT, if we're just going to take a look at its chart, I don't know if it's made a low or not. Because right now what it's doing is trading inside the middle of a bearish structured profile. So there's some real resistance. I think that's the better question is where's the real resistance that price needs to close above in order for the nugget to be able to take off topside? Because that I can answer for you based on looking at this chart. And that number would be 2134. Now, what we can also say is if the nugget were to close above 2134 and do it with more than 13 million shares, then that would be a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing, why? Well, just look at this chart. We go back to the prior swing point. We go back to July 9th, which is in the $26 area, and say that's where price would be headed. Now, we don't know is does the GDX have the same style, bearish structure is what I'm referring to, market profile? Because I would rely more upon the GDX than the triple out here, but the question was asked, and I want to be able to answer the question. But here, as we take a look at the GDX, you'll see that its profile box is more equally distributed. In other words, the center line at 2222, like room 222, is really dead center. I don't know if it's dead center, but based on the way my eyes look at it, it's pretty darn tootin' in the center out there between 2269 and 2175. So the answer would be if the GDX were able to close above 2269, that would suggest you've got your move upside to the next level, which is in the, well, we'd have to let's go take a look at the weekly time frame, but you'd like to see price close over 2269 with more than 61 million shares out there to suggest that the move is real. What do you mean that the move is real? It's real if it breaks through resistance, isn't it? And the answer there is yes. Just simply giving you, like to just simply see more buyers. Now, if we come back to this GDX chart out here, same thing with regard to Nugget. although slightly different. If we look at trend lines out here, let me go back to the nugget. So, because you can more clearly see them, I believe, taking a look at this chart. You're going to see some real resistance right here, little trend line resistance across the top, which is also right at that TAS profile out there. So for you, Mr. or Mrs. T-Mobile, 2134 is going to be a key number out there. If you see it close above that, then you've got a breakout party going on. Thanks so much for writing in. The other question that came in, and please send in more questions, it just makes the show much smoother, was where is the market with regard to Stevie's red lines out there? So a couple different ways for us to look at them. Let's go take a look at one of the ways, which is look at each of the equity futures contracts out here. So we'll take a look at the ES Mini. What we'll see is that today has been a test and rejection of that red line. It is green. So what we have going on here right now is still another bullish test. I don't know what the end of day looks like, but with regard to the ES Mini, you can see price has tested and it has rejected. If we go take a look at the daily time frame for the NQ out here, we're going to see the same thing. Now, today was an official test out here. This is the second one that we have had recently. And so this message here is still bullish. Doesn't mean it's got a lot of upside potential, because when we take a look at the profiles, which we will, you'll see that there's resistance there too. But so far, so good for the bulls. What do you mean? Dow's off 170. NASDAQ's down 29. Remember, markets are going to retrace, and it's up to you and I to determine where's support. How does the market handle support out there? If you can't bust through support, well, then support has held. As supporting actor for the Dow, Stevie's red line, you can see that price has tested and so far rejected that level as well. I'm going to give you the numbers out here. Uno momento, por favor. Well, maybe a few more minutes out there. But here we're just taking a look at what has transpired today so far as 1:23 in the afternoon. Well, that's the 5-hour time frame chart. And the 5-hour time frame chart for the Russell 2000 isn't going to buy you a whole lot of beans out here. And I want you to be able to buy a lot of beans. I don't even know what that means, but we're going to go take a look at the daily time frame chart, and you will see here as well that today has been a test and rejection of Stevie's green line. So support is held across the board for all 4 of the equity futures contracts. If we come take a look at this tab, and I'll get there, don't worry. If we come take a look at this tab, now we've got the solidified TAS market profiles, because we're not using Stevie's synthetic or composite contract out there, or contracts, I should say. We're using the current March contracts where the profiles have now formed, and you can see that they too have been tested and rejected thus far. 2683 is the low, or the bottom, or support inside the ES Mini, and inside the Dow, the number is 24,868. Both have been tested, both have held. We haven't gotten down, or the NQ hasn't gotten down to actually test the low, nor has the Russell 2000, but you can see it's rejected that area. So now if we just simply put all this together, and you're like, you know, Steve-O, sometimes you just talk too fast. Okay, I can slow it down. No, I'm just kidding. I can't really do that. I kind of operate at a speed. But here, if you really want to know what those numbers are, I'm happy to give those to you. You can take a look at the column that says daily OUL support. That's pretty much dead smack in the middle of the screen out there. That's in the white background little table, I suppose. And you'll see the numbers changing, because as price moves, so moves the line out there. But just take the whole numbers out there and you write those down, and you'll know the level of support. And then for those of you that just simply want to be able to grab what the daily support and resistance zone is for the ES Mini, the NQ, the Russell 2000, and the Dow, well, you've got those right there, right in front of you right now for all 4 of those. As long as price trades within inside the box, and especially if price trades above Stevie's red line, the only, well, you make whatever conclusions you want. The only conclusion I will make is that support is held. And what we've seen here over the last couple of days so far has been nothing more than just a little reaction low to whatever news or whatever. In other words, no change in trend just yet. Come the end of the day, you close below Stevie's red line, green line, the bottom of these boxes out here, and we will automatically have to switch to change in trend. Change in trend to where, Steve-O? Somebody was going to ask that question. Hey, for the ES Mini, we'd all of a sudden target the top of its weekly profile at 2567. And the top of the NQ at 6629, and the top of the Dow at the 23,790, and the top of the Russell at 1409. That'd be quite a ride down, and no guarantee that that would actually hold price from falling further. But here we go. At 1:26 in the afternoon, Bulls may not want to hear it, Bears may not want to hear it, but all that's taken place thus far has been tests of support levels. So this is Steve-O with TFNN.com. And then we come back. I'll see if there's some more questions out there. I hope there's some more questions out there. Let those fingers do the walking. Steve at TFNN.com. We'll be right back. The universe provides us with opportunities all the time, and I was no different. In 2006, I invested $2,500 in a 2-day master trader course taught by Tom O'Brien, then ranked as the #1 market timer for gold. The fact is, if you want to be the best, you must learn from the best. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability and the Market Timer of the Year for 2018. To celebrate this accomplishment, TFNN.com is offering you a free 2-week subscription to my award-winning newsletter service, and there's no charge to you until day 15 unless you cancel sooner. That's right, we're waiving the normal upfront deposit, and this offer is available to anyone and everyone, even if you've tried Mastering Probability before. Sign up now, and I'll teach you the tool that identified the bottom in the Dow on January 26th, the morning that led to the largest daily point gain in history. This offer will expire on February 10th, so go to the homepage of TFNN.com now and click on Mastering Probability.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So let's go. LB wrote in, and LB writes, good morning, Steve. Good morning to you, but good afternoon to me. I'm going to guess that LB is on the West Coast out there. So good morning, LB. Says, I'm wondering if you can take a look at Northern Dynasty. NAK is the ticker symbol. Says, I'm in at 50 cents and just wondering where you see this going out here. So this is what we're going to do, because this is a really perfect example And I really appreciate you writing in and asking this about this specific stock, Lee, just because it helps to prove the point of what we just looked at with regard to Stevie's red line, what's going on right now in the equity futures contract, the importance of where price closes at the end of today's trading session, and exactly what's going on, because this tool works for all time frames. And if we take a look at NAC as an example, remember we talk about how when the line turns from red to green or green to red out there. Right now we're going to go look at the red to green coming off of the bottom. It did that, by the way, on January 9th. Now you're in at 50 cents. You caught the bottom out here after this thing generated this bullish engulfing candle. So, kudos to you, or I don't know where you're in from 50 cents, maybe further back in time. But here's what has transpired recently. So when that red line turns green or vice versa, what you typically see price and that line catch up to each other, as we saw take place inside the NQ a week ago or so, and as we've seen now take place in each of the equity futures contracts today. It is the test of that line that tells you whether the instrument is bullish or bearish. Well, you had that test on January 12th. That was in about the 60-cent area, 65-cent area, and you can see that any moves back during that time frame, since that time frame, have been nothing more than tests of support, as this has continued to move higher out here. Now, you asked me, what does this thing look like it's doing? Well, in keeping with some of our other tools out here, you will see that yesterday has got a number 9 on top of the candle session out there, meaning that is that power of 9, that Tom DeMark setup 9 count, and oftentimes you can see a change in trend occur in bar 8, 9, or the following bar. Well, here looks like it is on bar 9. Now, is it a change in trend? Here's the deal, LB. You won't know until we see another test of Stevie's green line, and that's at 89 cents. If there is a close below that level, that suggests further retracement. Retracement to where, if that occurs? Well, the retracement could pull you back to the bottom of the top of the daily profile, unless another one forms. That's 74 cents. If we take a look at the weekly time frame, there's a bit of a trend line that has been busted through this week. So from an intermediate term standpoint, that looks pretty good. But maybe you would set yourself, I want you to anticipate what the market is going to do. More likely than not, what you're going to see is a pull back to Stevie's oscillator and change line around 89 cents. Now, 84 cents is a level that you'd want to watch, because that's the top of the weekly profile. Price is broken out above that. That too could be a test of support. So you're looking at 84 to 89 is what Stevie sees on the charts right now. But at this stage here, this is broken through a weekly trend line, so that looks a little bit bullish. But we would also turn those trend lines off, LB. We would do that because we would look at maybe some horizontal resistance that's out here. And the horizontal resistance that's out here is going to be based upon where we see this gap to the downside between $1.27 and $1.50. So that becomes your upside target. So we're looking at both sides of the trade out here. 127 to 150. The volume to the downside back then was about 46 million shares on a weekly basis. As an example, this week, and you're up over resistance, you're only up with 14.8 million shares so far. So kudos to you. Nice trade / investment. I don't know which it is out there. That's what I see when I take a look at NAC. And I've got a knack for what these stocks are doing by reading the tea leaves out here. So thanks for writing in, and thanks for asking to go look at those tea leaves. Earl writes in, Earl the Pearl. He says, hey, Steve. So, hey, Earl. QQQ was not down a lot this morning in regular hours. Has moved to high of the day. Is this stuff info to give you a signal? Is this enough? I think snuff. He says this snuff. Snuff is a code word for is this enough, I think, out there. Info to give you a signal. So let's go take a look at the NQ out here, because that's really the question. And if we look at the NQ, one of the things we can see is what the 30-minute charts were doing. Not across the board, because Russell 2000 never made a lower low. They were moving lower with less relative energy out here. And you can see that they have since bottomed. Earl, the snuff that you and I need. I like that word. We're going to have to, I might have to pay you a royalty for using it. But the snuff that you and I need to see here in order to suggest that this is some type of bottom of any type of significance is a close above Stevie's horizontal green line. That's that Tom DeMark set up trend line out here. And that is at this price point that took place at 7 o'clock last evening, and that high is 68.93. Now, the other issue you've got on a 30-minute time frame basis out here is that it looks like we are in, this is a 30-minute chart, this candle doesn't complete till 2 o'clock. If we were to complete like this right now, we'd get that number 9 count out here. And getting a 9 count below resistance level is really never a good thing out there. Would suggest at least a pullback over the next couple of hours back to at least Stevie's red line on a 30-minute basis around 68.59, maybe even the bottom of that 30-minute profile, which is 68.46 out here. So it's not enough to suggest that what we've seen so far is just a little coming off of the gas out here, but resistance is in full swing. When I just look at the NQ out there versus the Qs, so I hope that that helps you out, because this is the pattern that is really, or patterns, I should say, that are helpful for you and I in order to be able to identify what's going on in the market. If we take a look at the ES Mini as an example, just to look for confirmation or backup, here you can see price moving lower, giving you that Rhodes momentum signal, that key reversal, that bullish reversal signal as well at 12 noon. But what we can see is the price moving up, and here we do not have that 9 count or anything in play, but the move up has found resistance at the top of that 30-minute profile. That's 26.93. We're trading at 26.91. Even if price moves above that, it won't give you or I snuff information until price were to close over the high from 2000. That would be what's 2000 would be 8 o'clock last evening, and that high out there would be 2700.25. You would need to see a close above that to give you any kind of at least shorter term signal out there. And then to finish it off, the PS daily resistance is taking a look at the Dow equity futures contract. Here, price is moving lower, doing less relative energy on a 30-minute basis, but that wasn't the bottom. What was the bottom, or the bottom so far, is wave number 7. You can see letter number G on my screen. So the tools that we use, it may seem like a lot. It really boils down to about a handful of tools that can assist you and I in trading these markets, and I'd love you to learn these things. I can teach you how to use these things quicker than anyone, because I do take thousands of hours and compress it into really thousands of hours, and compress it into the most important information that you need to know to be able to utilize these tools. That's what subscribers get through access through workshops that are archived on your members page, the newsletter, which provides tons of information each day, at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, sometimes in the middle of the day. But in the case of the Dow equity futures contract, its bounce off that 7th wave move has hit the first level of resistance, 24,995. I don't make this stuff up. I just read the screens. It's right in front of us. Like, where's price going to go? Now, if it could break 24,995, well, then it would be on its way to 25,099. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. That's your 30-minute chart update. I'll be right back.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back. Dow's off 168. S&P is down about 11 points. No other questions. We got thanks. Ruby wants to take a look at the Great British Pound out there. So let's go do that. Let's switch over to this. Let's go take a look at the currency pair. Now, look at the currency pair. I've got a 15-minute delay on that, Ruby, but we can look at the futures contract as well. I don't know which you trade out here, but so the price is going to be slightly different. Right now I'm at 129.30, so we know that's off by 50 minutes. Doesn't really change a whole heck of a lot as to what we're looking at. Now this is a weekly time frame. I don't know what the time frame is you wanted to look at out here, but from a weekly time frame, you know what I mean. From a weekly time frame perspective, right now, price is trading above its weekly profile level. That's at 1.2908. Now, the futures contract is going to be slightly different out here. And you can see for the last 2 weeks, price has been trading in the prior week out there. So we've had inside weeks for a couple of, for 2 weeks now. And all that I can say on a weekly basis is that support has held. Let's change over to the daily time frame, see if there's anything here that we can take a look at. And you can see a key resistance level as price was getting up on January 25th up to the high of 1.3218. Just simple trend line. Getting back to prior swing points, just horizontally back to some prior swing points. This is the weekly set of profiles. So what I want to do here is change from the weekly to the daily for you, just so we can see where we're at. And so on a daily basis, price is at the bottom of that profile. Actually, let me do this here. Let me turn this one back on. Let me turn these to blue. And then you're going to see that price should have found some pretty decent support out here. Well, no, can't do that. Can't do it that way because it's showing up differently. So give me a second here. So there we've got the week testing the top of the weekly, and here we have the daily. They're going to pop up on our screen here momentarily, testing the bottom of the weekly, which is also a green box right now, green, blue, and red out there. So this should be pretty good support. So I don't know if you're long, you're short. If you're looking to get short, you're going to want to see a close below the 1.2870, or I would have to say the close below yesterday's low out here for the Great British Pound. I hope that helps you out. Of course, I did say we would look at the futures contract too. If we look at the futures contract, we can look at multiple time frames very easily. We just have to get to the proper tab. And let's go out here. Let's take a look at the March futures contract. And now you've got the 60-minute. That's your left-hand panel up against support. The 2-hour chart, price below support, being the bottom of the box. The 5-hour below the bottom of the box out here. And on a weekly, it's below its bottom of the box too. I don't know which set of profiles do you want to use out here. Oh, I'm looking at the euro. No wonder it doesn't look the same. Hello, Steve-O. Hit the proper button. There we go. Okay, here we go. So now if we take a look at the futures contract, Ruby, just so that I don't screw you up, so to speak, and you can look at the, well, there's your 60-minute, there's your 2-hour chart, there's your 5-hour time frame chart, and then there, of course, is your daily, which pretty much looks like what we just looked at when we looked at the cross pair. But, of course, this is live right now, not Memorex, not 15-minute delay out here. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks for writing in. Keep those cards and letters coming, folks, because we want to look at what you want to look at out here. Let's go back to some of the shorter-term time frames. Shorter-term time frames with regard to Goldilocks, because we do put gold up on the screen here. Gold trading up 380 up at 1318, and what we've seen take place here so far this week has been a test and rejection of support. That was at bottom of that profile out here at 1306.30. That was tested yesterday to sell. Prices bounced up to its point of control, 1321. So we don't know, was yesterday just a full rejection, or is it getting ready to turn back down? Well, one thing that you and I can do is just take a look at the hourly time frame chart, and we'll take a look at what's going on right now. And you're going to see here just simply the green and red horizontal lines. The green lines, believe it or not, are resistance. The red lines are support. You break above resistance, you go up to the next level. Well, if you take a look at what Goldilocks did on a 60-minute basis here at about 8 o'clock this morning, it broke above one of those resistance levels. But there, the move higher was going to run into resistance number 2. That's what it did. It did that at exactly at 10 o'clock this morning. And you can see it's doing it right now. Now, what I don't know is where we're going to close at 2 o'clock from a 60-minute basis, whether or not we're going to have a setup 9 count or not. Doesn't matter. Price is holding resistance. It would matter if price closed over this. Well, maybe, because then you could have another 9 count. I would say with regard to the day, I'd be careful out here, because all we've seen is a move up to resistance. You would ideally like to see it close above this level. That would be 1319.30. You're 1318 right now. Come on, Steve-O. You're really going to tell me that $1.31 on a $1,300 instrument is going to make all the difference in your world? No. It's going to make all the difference in just taking a look at support and resistance, in this case here, resistance for Goldilocks on an hourly basis. On an hourly basis. We can take a look at Treasury bonds. We can see what they're doing as well, utilizing that same 60-minute time frame. And if we take a look at it, price 2 running right up into resistance, right in that 147-ish level. Really wasn't 147, it was 146.30. Look at how it ran right in there, and resistance has held. Now, if price moves over on an hourly basis, not this hour, not next, but if it does move over that, then this is telling us that T-bonds want to move higher. Move higher to where? Now, that's an excellent question, and we can answer that question for you. All we have to do is just simply switch over to the Treasury bond, take a look at it, and take a look at its daily profile out here. Well, the daily profile looks pretty good. Price is above that, right? If we take a look at it, so this is bullish. So then where, if you get a move above, in this case here, the prior swing point high, so to speak, 144.07, that's the number to be watching. That's the high from the trading session of January 31st. You get above that, then what you're looking at, very likely would be looking at, is a move back to the 148.27 level. That'd be your swing point high from the trading session of January 4th out there. But right now, on an hourly basis, on an hourly time frame, or any kind of time frame, prices run into resistance. So 146.30 is the number to be watching there. And that's really will help you to get set up, I would suppose, for Sunday night, Monday morning, more so than at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. But, of course, this tells you what these instruments are doing. So what else do we have going on that we could go take a look at out here? We could go take a look at something. Let's look at Amazon. Let's go take a look at Amazon out here. They're in the news. They're always in the news, more so, I suppose, today, and try to figure out what Amazon is doing. No, so if we take a look at from a stock chart perspective, from a TAS market profile perspective out here, one of the things, if we look at the daily time frame, we're going to see is that price is down below support. Now, that support, let's turn these trend lines off. They're not really of much use to us at this stage of the game. And what we can see here is prices below support. That was 1607.26. We're also below a prior low out here from the trading day of January 29th. There's 4.6 million shares. You've already done 4.1 million shares. This says Amazon has got a bit lower to go. And especially If come the end of the trading week, you see it close below 1587.73. You're at 1581 right now. That could say you're headed back to those December lows. We'll be right back.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com. No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark have launched a special for a limited time only. Save 25% off Primal Edge and Health Signals. Just use promo code HEALTH for Health Signals or use promo code PRIMAL for Primal Edge and save 25% off instantly when you sign up. All the details are available on each order page at TFNN. Certified personal trainer Nico DeHaan's newsletter Health Signals comes out twice a month and is packed with great information on health, fitness, and diet. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox, and contains a special blend of ionic soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form. This sale won't last long. Sign up now using promo code HEALTH for Health Signals or PRIMAL for Primal Edge and save 25%. For all the details, visit the front page of TFNN.com right now.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So to end the show, let's go take a look at Apple for Chris P. Chris writes in and says, please, thank you. Hello, Apple. So you're welcome. So we take a look at Apple. Here's what we know, Chris, is on February 6th out here, Apple formed one of those power of 9 counts. 9 counts where you saw that the count number, each count or one, the first bar was a close above the bar 4 bars earlier. And then you had 9 consecutive closes that did the same thing. And that reached that level on February 6th. Sometimes it's just a price hiccup. Sometimes it's a consolidation. Sometimes it's a change in trend. In this case here, it appears that we have a change in trend. Now, maybe it's just a short change in trend. Maybe it's just a change in trend to pull back to Stevie's red line at 163.15 out here. But so far, that's the message that we have received. Now, how will you know that? Well, one way you could know that is I don't know what the low of today is going to be. At this stage, that's what it looks like here. Let's go take a look at market profiles. Let's switch charts. Let's go take a look at the daily time frame. So that was saying about 163.16. If we take a look at a brand new daily profile that's formed here, bullish in structure, You've got 162.69 as the bottom of the profile. 166.99 is the center. So it would look to me, Chris, like that in essence is where Apple is pulling back to. Now, in addition to making that 9 consecutive move, that power of 9 count, what also was taking place this week, we take a look at Apple, was on a weekly basis, price was getting up towards the top of its weekly profile. Now, that was 176.71. The actual high, 175.57, capped by that 9 count. Now, if we take a look at this weekly profile, bearish in structure. So clearing 176.71, it's a tough road to hoe. But if it does, then that would be intermediate term bullish. So, Chris, thanks for writing in. Good to hear from you. Expect further pullback inside of Apple. 162.69, 166.99, and then watch to the upside, 176.71. Folks, thanks so much for being here. Have a great weekend. We'll look forward to seeing you on Magnificent Monday. Hey, don't forget, sign up for Mastery Probability. 2-week free trial is going to expire soon. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.